Good day. Today we are going to be looking at education and skill acquisition for the teenager part 2. In this topic, I'm going to be treating tips for teaching teenagers in school. Tips for teaching teenagers in school. This subtopic will be very, very useful to teachers. Teachers who are teaching children, teenagers in schools, but they are also useful for parents. But particularly teachers will really benefit from what I'm about to talk about. Things that you should take note of while teaching children. Teaching children, teenagers, sorry, is not all about the scheme of work and the curriculum and delivering and then walking away and telling yourself you've delivered and you're going to be paid at the end of the month. It is good you deliver efficiently. It will also help you, especially when you need the promotion in some schools. How efficiently you deliver your lectures will help you to get promotions. If you're a parent, you get the best results from teaching your children. Number one on tips on teaching teenagers, we have to learn that teenagers do not like being treated like children. They are children, but one of the things they hate is you treating them like children. So you must, as somebody who is teaching them, acknowledge their size, acknowledge what they believe is their maturity, acknowledge, give them respect. Don't patronize them. They don't like being patronized. So give them respect as much as you can. Speak to them as if you are peers. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be in charge of your classroom, but do not patronize them. Do not treat them like children. They don't like it. If as much as they are children, they don't want to accept that they are children, and you should respect that if you want their respect. Treat them respectfully. Don't patronize them. They don't like that. Then, secondly, keep teenagers busy at all times. Teenagers have a very, very powerful skill of finding immoral ways, um, destructive ways of using spare time without supervision. If you are a school owner, make sure that those who are teaching your teenagers, which starts from GSS 1 to about SS 3, make sure there's no free period in your timetable. Make sure there's no free period in your timetable. Make sure they are always busy, even if not all the time with work. If there's a free period, find a teacher to teach them something that involves play, but keep them occupied. Keep them busy. Keep them doing something that makes them happy, that is full of fun, but never ever give them make them to be free and be thinking of something to do or be on their phone for too long. Keep them active. Thirdly, you have to be firm. If you are teaching children, you have to be firm with children because they teach teenagers because their future is at stake. Teenagers do not like succumbing to teachers. They always like showing their friend that they too they are bosses. They are bosses in their own rights. Even though the teacher is a boss, they are also a boss in their own rights. They don't like succumbing to teachers. But if you're a teacher, you must stand your ground. As much as you love them, as much as you respect them, you must be in charge of your class. You must make sure that jokes and play do not get out of hand. Like I said, this topic is also good for parents when you are teaching them things at home. Make sure they are not in charge of the class. As much as you respect them and you joke with them, make sure what is supposed to be a serious learning experience should not be turned to a joke. And make sure what is supposed to be a joke should not be turned into a serious issue. Because they do that sometimes too. When it's supposed to be a joke, they all of a sudden decide they want to make it serious. So as much as you love them and you want to please them, make sure you are firm, stand firm, and make rules in your class because their future depends on it. One of the worst things you can do to a teenager is to make them feel that there are no consequences for their actions. The moment they start learning that they can get away with things, there will be problems, especially in their future. It will be very, very bad result coming out from that. Then, thirdly, you have to be proactive. Be proactive, do not be retroactive. You should not, as a teacher, be seen to be addressing problems after they have arisen. You should anticipate when issues are coming up. You should anticipate when you're going to class, you should anticipate the questions they are going to ask you and have answers ready for them as much as you can. No one knows everything, no one is always 100% prepared. But they will not respect you if they are always seeing you reactive. You're always reacting to things as if you weren't prepared. But when you come prepared, you are proactive, and before they ask a question, you have an answer ready for them. It will make them to respect you, and if they respect you, they will like you. If they like you, they will like your subject. And so it is not magic when some teachers are good with teenagers, it's because they always come prepared. Then, secondly, you have to be funny. If you're a teacher, you have to be funny. Don't make the class too serious. Learn class appropriate jokes that you can have with them in class. Make them laugh. They like that a lot. As long as it doesn't get out of hand. They also have a knack for making joking time to extend unnecessarily longer than you want it to. But that shouldn't stop you from uh, laughing with them and joking with them and finding something that you know they find funny, and always find a way to infuse it into your classes. Then be trend savvy. Be trend savvy. If you are teaching teenagers, one of the best things you can do to yourself is make sure you are trend savvy. What do I mean by trend savvy? It's what we say when we say in pidgin English that somebody knows what's up. You have to know what's up. You have to know what's the latest trend on the social media. You have to know what's the fashionable clothes to wear. You have to know what is in fashion. You have to know about their favorite musicians, their favorite songsters. You can find a way to use that information to your advantage while you are teaching them even the most serious of topics. So always make sure you are trend savvy. They will respect you when they know that you know what's up. They will respect you, and so you should work towards that as well. Then teenagers' attention span is, well, I would say mid-range. Teenagers' attention span, I would say, is mid-range. So please do not try your best not to um, give them long topics. If you have a long topics you have to teach, break it into as many short parts as possible and treat them separately so that you can maintain their attention. Then be honest with them. The teenagers do not like being deceived. They're actually very intelligent, even though they are children. They are actually more intelligent than other types of children, and they will easily know when you are trying to deceive them, and you may lose their respect. So, for example, you are teaching them and they ask you a question and you don't know the answer. Tell them you don't know the answer. Do not fabricate things. The internet is a very powerful tool. They could right there in the class discover that you are lying and you will lose respect. So always be honest with them and let them know when you don't know an answer to a question. Um, then for teenagers, you have to understand that there's always a hidden, sometimes, not always, sometimes a hidden reason for bad behavior. I'll give you an example. A child, for instance, a teenager, for instance, would rather take punishment for not doing an assignment than for them to admit that a particular topic that everybody in class understands, that they don't understand it. Teenagers are very, very sensitive to peer pressure. They don't want to be mocked. They don't want to be laughed at by their peers. So they will rather not do the assignment and receive punishment than simply, some of them anyway, simply tell you that they did not understand something that everybody understood. So you have to have a lot of child psychology at your fingertips, be able to see if there are hidden reasons for their bad behavior. And don't just punish and then walk away. You are supposed to help them to become better people. So if you are friendly with them, you would notice when there are hidden reasons for bad behavior, And then you can use other friendly methods where necessary. Sometimes punishment is actually necessary, but sometimes you may need some other more friendly tactics to get through to them. Lastly, encourage self-expression in your classes by asking open-ended questions. Don't just ask textbook questions that require yes or no. That is very, very bad for teenagers. Don't just ask them questions that require just them spitting out something they memorized. It will kill their creativity. It will kill their power of imagination. Ask them open-ended questions, questions that will make them to, answer from their own intelligence, that will make them answer from their own wealth of knowledge. So ask open-ended questions, allow them to talk, allow them to say their own ideas. It will help you to be more of a builder than a teacher, and that will help us to educate our teenagers well. This subtopic is very important for people teaching teenagers, but also important to parents as well. I'm going to be ending the video here. Please remember to share the videos. If you are a teacher, this has been helpful to you. Share the video with other teachers, other parents, and encourage them to subscribe to the channel so that they can get updates as well. Till our next topic. Thank you.